Let's begin with question 1, which focuses on the range of age of the respondents. As shown in the chart on the right, the majority of participants who answered the survey fall within the age group of 17 to 20 years old. These groups makes the largest portion with approximately 43 respondents. Following that, the next age group, which is 21 to 25 years old, is around 11 participants. Meanwhile, there was no recorded response from an individual aged 26 or above. This data shows that our survey was mainly answered by younger individuals, most likely students or young adults, which may reflect the demographic we targeted. Moving on to question 2, which looks at the gender of our respondents. From the data gathered, it is clear that the majority of respondents were female, making up to 79% of the total participants. That amounts to approximately 39 individuals. In comparison, male respondents accounted for only 28%, which is around 15 individuals. This shows that our survey was predominantly answered by female participants, which may influence the overall perspective and responses collected.
Now, let's move on to question 3, which focuses on the educational background of our respondents. As shown in the chart, the majority, 87% or 47 respondents, are from IPTA, while only 30% are from IPTS. This data shows that most of the insights we gathered came from public university students, which may reflect their specific awareness or exposure when it comes to scam detection. And for question 4, we asked whether respondents had ever encountered scammers on social media. From the data, we can see that the majority, 36 out of 54 respondents, answered yes, meaning they have experienced scammers on social media. This shows how common and widespread scam encounters are among students today, highlighting the importance of understanding scammer tactics and improving awareness. Lastly, for question 5, we asked which platforms are most actively used by scammers. Based on the pie chart, Facebook and WhatsApp are the top platforms where scammers usually operate. We found that older generations are more likely to fall for scams on these apps since they are widely used by the age group. Meanwhile, platforms like Twitter have fewer scam cases reported, possibly because younger users are more aware of scam tactics and tend to be more cautious.
Next, we move on to question 6, which asks which group of people is most likely to be the victim of scams. According to the data collected, the majority of respondents, about 59% or 32 out of 50 people, 44 people, believe that elderly people are the most likely to fall victim to scamming tactics. This is followed by teenagers and students, with 9 respondents choosing this group. Other responses include 8 people who believe that anyone could be a victim, and 5 respondents who identify job seekers as the most vulnerable. This suggests a general perception that older individuals are the most at risk, possibly due to factors like lack of digital awareness or trust in unfamiliar sources.
Move to the question number 7. So based on the pie chart, we can see that the majority of respondents started to suspect an account was a scammer when the person began asking for personal information. For instance, they are asking for your ID number and address. Other signs include the use of unrealistic offers and anonymous or fake profiles. These are common red flags that we should all be cautious of when interacting with strangers online. Move on to the question number 8. So when asked what they usually do after suspecting a scam account, most respondents say they will block the account immediately, and some will also report the account to the platform, while a few would ignore a message or warn their friends. This shows that quick action is important to prevent any further risk or harm. Last but not least, for question number 9, the pie chart here shows that 34% of respondents believe the best way to avoid scammers is through threat avoidance, meaning they try to avoid situations that might expose them to danger. Other ways include maintaining account security, protecting personal information, and increasing awareness. Overall, being cautious and informed is key to staying safe online.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurul binti Ahmad Fuad and my matrix number is 1240643. So for the question number 10, the question is, how far you believe the authorities are doing enough to prevent scams? For these questions, we ask how much students believe the authorities are doing enough to prevent scams. Based on the responses, most students give a middle score of 3 out of 5. This indicates that they think the authorities' efforts are moderate, not too weak but also not very strong. Question number 12, we give scenario to them. In this scenario, we ask what students would do if they receive a message from an unknown social media account claiming to be their mother, asking for 5,000 ringgit urgently. According to the data, 55.88% said they will ignore and block the number, which shows good awareness. Next, 38.24% said they will ask personal questions only. Their real mother would know. This is another safe approach. However, a small group, 4.41% said they would transfer the money immediately, which is risky. And finally, 1.47% gave other responses.
Alright, next question number 13. What do you think makes students vulnerable to social media scams? So from this slide, we can see that the majority of students has chose lack of awareness. There is 35.48% of students choose this. So we can see that in our country, maybe the government can increase the awareness of social media scams, especially to the students. And the minority has chose peer pressure. There is 9.68% of the student. So as we all know, the youth or the students are easily influenced by their friends. So because of that, they has bring themselves to social media scams. And also number 2 top of answers from this question is greed of money. So we can conclude that students nowadays are not enough money to buy their needs such as foods, books, or whatever. So they have chose social media to get an instant money. And the last one is 21.51% of person has choose lack of platform protection. So maybe platform protection such as social media such as Instagram, WhatsApp, or Facebook can increase their protection in their own platform. Alright, question number 14. How aware are you of common scamming tactics used on social media? So this question were asked to the students to know their level of awareness on to know the scamming tactics used on social media. So as we can see from here, we can see that the majority of the students, that is 27 of the students, are very aware of the scammers tactics in social media, such as calling, giving instant money, and others. While the level of somewhat aware, where they knew just a few common signs, only less one people than the very aware level, that is 26%. And but however, there is one student who does not aware at all about scamming tactics used on social media. So maybe we can conclude that he or she, this one person, maybe didn't use social media on daily basis, or maybe he or she didn't even acknowledge about the issue of social media scams.
For the last questions number 15, the question is, what do you think is the best way to avoid scammers on social media? For these questions, we ask what people think is the best way to avoid scammers on social media. Most respondents say that the best thing to do is always check the profile first, especially when the message is from an unknown number or when the offer sounds too good to be true. This helps to avoid falling into scam traps. Thank you.